Coach Clark Lee joins us, head coach of the Vanderbilt Commodores. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Coach. Great to have you back on.
Well, it's a great way to start the Thanksgiving week with you guys.
Hey, man. Hey, think about this. You were hired. You delivered I called it the sales pitch about what you wanted Vanderbilt to become, why you took the job. You have another game in the regular season here, but the fact that your team, your program, has earned the right to have this moment and opportunity that's right there in front of you to make your case for the college football playoff. Are you able to enjoy that in the moment?
Oh, for sure. I mean, and not in a way we're sitting there with our feet up, like basking in it. But
Sure.
Like when every week you prepare, and when you're preparing for big games and on big stages and important moments of the season. Anytime you're playing these kind of meaningful games in November, I mean, it is so much fun. This is why you do it. I mean, this is what we signed up for. And there were times throughout the build where this felt a million miles away, and obviously we kind of kept stepping into it day in, day out, and making the decisions and the pivots we needed to make. And it feels good to be here. And now it's about finishing the right way, and then as we turn the page, it's got to be about sustainability. But we're going to enjoy the moment we're in, and we're going to enjoy preparing again for meaningful games in November, because this is literally why we do what we do.
I mean, it's ridiculous that you'll have to bear with me on this answer, but the question is, like, the fact that if with a win, a 10-2 program shouldn't, from the SEC, shouldn't be having to make a pitch to be in the college football playoff. But I feel like you're going to be in that spot, Coach. I do. I think you're going to have to put the sales hat on. I mean, you're a college football playoff team. Last time you were on with us, I said, are you pissed off you're not a top 25 ranked team? You're like, yeah, we should be. That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got to finish,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
And so once we finish and we do it the right way, then we can talk about the mathematics of it all. I mean, at the end of the day, do I believe a 10-2 SEC team should be in the college football playoffs? Absolutely. And we're not that yet, and
No
that's
doubt.
where we got to be focused on the prep, and that's where I've got to stay in a coach mode here and let you guys do your job, and I'll do mine, and we'll hopefully meet on the back end of it, and we can talk a little more. But
yep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think this is a debate that's going on on the external world here, where we're talking about what do the merits need to look like, and what is the pathway to the playoff, and what is the right way to do automatic bids and not do automatic bids, and as we expand, what is that going to look like? Obviously, we find ourselves in the middle of that conversation right now. Again, I don't put a lot of time into it. I don't give it a lot of attention, just because we're focused on finishing, and we got a hell of a task ahead of us in Knoxville against a really good Tennessee team. But this is going to be a huge hot button issue as we enter the off season, and something that I think we need to take time with and make sure that we're getting right as a college football body, because it really is about the integrity of the sport and making sure that deserving teams get their chances to go for it all.
Yep.
Coach, I told all my Vandy friends, I said, for once, just one Saturday and one Saturday only, you need to be a Tennessee fan against Florida, because that's going to set the stage if they go to Gainesville and handle business, that it's a much more impactful game and could be a much more impactful win for Vanderbilt if they go to Knoxville and win that game for college football playoff hopes. What have you seen? I know we're early in the week right now, but what have you seen from this Tennessee team? Is it a lot of the same that you've seen in preparation in years past with a Josh Heupel team?
It is. I mean, they've reloaded really well there. I think I see a physical play on both sides of the line of scrimmage. I mean, their offensive line, I think, is really good. I think the rushing game has been so effective, and that's kind of been a little bit of the secret with those Tennessee teams, is it's just how effectively they spread the field and then hit you in just vertical gashers in the run game. So tough physical offense. Obviously, they have the skill and the quarterback to get the ball up and over top of the defense. I think you have to be willing to rally and tackle all the way down the field, and then be opportunistic when you get your chance on third down to get off the field. Defensively, this is a defense, Tennessee's, that has created a lot of havoc. This is a group that's affected the quarterback, the launch point, a ton. Again, our play to create space in the pocket will be huge, so that we can get the ball out in the perimeter and try to find a way to get Diego and the receiving group going. I do believe it's still important to establish a run game, and so we're going to want to get Seti and the boys going too in that way. But this is a really good team. And again, anytime you're going to Knoxville, you're talking about playing in one of the toughest environments in the world. And so we have to do a great job of not inviting 100,000 plus into the game. We have to handle the noise. We have to handle the emotions of it all. This is a rival. This is a big game. And so I think we're going to spend time this week just making sure we understand what that will feel like, how we channel emotion into execution, how we don't get involved in some of the side games that come up in these moments where it takes you all your eye off the point, and that's to win the football game between the lines. But I got a ton of respect for Josh, and obviously, the program at Tennessee, and this is also exactly how you want to be finishing the season as a Vanderbilt coach, playing a meaningful game against your rival. This one on the road in one of the great environments. It's just a really cool way to finish.
Hey, if you like the channel, become a season ticket holder for Hot Mike by clicking the subscribe button below and join the conversation in the comments section. Agree, disagree, we'll join you there in the chat. Now back to Hot Mike. Coach, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you've got, you're in your hometown, your alma mater, your heart and soul is black and gold. The impact of what Vanderbilt Tennessee matchups have been, right? And just the magnitude of this. How do you keep your team focused? They're a lot like you. They are very straightforward, and the next thing on the list is the next thing to check off, and we won't look ahead. I think you've learned from experiences as a team from last year, even. Mm-hmm. How do you practice this? Do you just give the speech you just told us, or is there more to it than that?
It's just a little more to it. I mean, one of the things we do is we don't put blinders on here to context. We talk about, last week we knew that it was about 2 games to finish, but then you say if it's 2 games to finish, then the only one that matters is Kentucky. So let's just make a commitment and make a promise to one another that we're going to focus all our energy on Kentucky. Why is that important? Because it's senior night, and we got to send. It's just you provide the context for the game, and you're really clear about where those points of distraction can be. We also try to realize that we're human, and so let's talk about human nature. Let's talk about the fact that there are people that are paid to play through every scenario that could possibly happen from now until the playoffs start. And we're not those people. Our job, our responsibility is to play the best football we can play on Saturday. So here's what that looks like for us in the week. And we're going to take our time to define exactly what that needs to be. And by now, the guys are used to it. I mean, we're going to talk about the context. We're going to own the human nature part of it. And we're going to then make commitments to each other and promises to each other that this is where our focus is. And, anymore, I mean, the amount of noise that surrounds you in November in college football it's silly. And so if you don't have a mature team, if you can't keep a focused team, you don't have a chance, because you can lose a game a million ways. And so I've been really proud of the way these guys have stayed together, have stayed focused, have kept leaning into the message, kept building trust around the preparation. And that's what's allowing us to have success. And by the way, too, I mean, we're a long way from January 7th when we started, but we expected to be in this position. And so we started the language around these circumstances then. So it's that repetitive. It's been that long. I think we're right at 321 days now together as a team. Every single one of those days matters, but also to recognize too that the sacrifices you made in January really aren't there for you anymore. It's about doubling down on commitments, doubling down on sacrifice here late in the season, doing the things that it takes to win. And again, that's what I'm most proud of with this team is, we've continued to make the right choices. We've continued to descend the mountain and begin again at the start. And each week we pour into this process, and that's what's allowed us to keep growing as a team through the season.
I thought you guys handled business like grown-ass men on Saturday at home on senior day. And then I look at it, Coach, and I think, well, that's no surprise. 35 seniors took part in senior day. You talked about maturity. You guys have the most seniors of any team in the SEC, and you play that way consistently, led by Diego. How big is that for this team when you've got the clear leader in Diego Pavia, but a bunch of other leaders that play like him that put you in this position to maybe make some history on Saturday?
It's huge. We have a mature team. It's led by our players, and Diego's been a big part of establishing that player-led leadership in the locker room, what that looks like, feels like, sounds like, et cetera. But it is not, the story isn't one person. It's a group of people. It's an environment that demands a lot with respect to the way we approach football. One thing just as I was kind of reviewing the game yesterday, and the copy of the game that I watch has every play, so from start to finish, and then I've got 4 angles. I've got sideline, 2 end zone angles, and then the TV copies intermixed into the. So when I review the game on Sundays, I'm watching every angle, and the thing that struck me watching the TV copy is actually how much fun we're having as a program. Like I'm really proud of the spirit of this program and the joy that these guys compete with, and we're serious about it, and we're focused, and we play really hard, and we're physical, but they're enjoying being out there together. I think they've created something that's rippled out into our Nashville community and obviously into the Vanderbilt community, and that can't be missed either. So you have this strength in leadership with older, mature players who've been in the fire, many of whom invested at the base level here 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And then you have this group that's come in that's really left an imprint on this program as well, that has been willing to learn what the program is before they help move it forward rather than try to make it something it's not. And then you have a group that enjoys being around each other. We say relatedness is our edge. We go out there, have a good time. And I think that is another part of our formula here that that I'm proud of.
To right now, what is Diego Pavia's Heisman moment to you?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I don't know that I've processed it all the way through to that point. I mean, when you look at what he's done, I think he's in it. Maybe the last, I think, 3 consecutive games over 300 yards. He's put on a clinic here, starting with our charge back against Texas. Obviously, the way we came back against Auburn and to win the game, and then what he did on Saturday in his performance against Kentucky, and that was a hot Kentucky team too. I just think he's strengthened by our O-line play. He's strengthened by the receiver play. I think we've done a good job in upgrading around him. But there's nothing, none of that can take away what he has done in his role. And here late in the season, when we've needed him most, I mean, he has come through in a major way. And I think to position our team for this showdown on Saturday, I think that is a part of this Heisman moment that he's experiencing. And then, it'll be important for him to finish out the right way on Saturday. But we have all the faith and confidence that he will, and he deserves to be in New York. And so, we're hopeful that all that comes together for him.
Chad and I were discussing what he may have said to you and what you said back to allow him to stay in the game.
Yeah, I was telling him he was done, and I actually didn't expect him. I thought he would understand, and that was my first mistake. And he Diego doesn't ask for much. And so when I said, hey, I told him what I wanted to do, which was send him out and then bring him off the field and let the play clock run and give him a moment with our home crowd. He deserves that. And he was not ready for that. So he said, please, coach, please let me go one more series, please. And I said, no. This is about how we position our program, for playoffs and to win, play the long game here, that kind of thing. I don't want you put in compromised positions. And he kept coming back, coach, please, this is so important. One more chance. And finally, it's almost like you sit there and you look at him, and you see how important it is to him. And it's like, you know what, man, this guy deserves the opportunity to go back out one more time. Like, I actually owe that to him because it's important to him. And so I conceded, and he got his last shot there.
Have you signed a contract extension with Vanderbilt yet?
Not yet, no. And I know that is obviously, on everyone's mind. I think we're working through a process that way, and I only control so much of that. So, the good thing for me is, my ability to focus my attention on my team, and that's been what's most important to me. Finding success here late in the season, winning in November, all the things that we started talking about again 321 days ago. That's where I put my attention, and the rest of it will take care of itself. But certainly, anxious to get through it and to know exactly where we're going to be next and all the kind of things that come with that kind of stability.
Yeah, I mean, you don't sound like a coach who's leaving. I'm just being honest with you. I know they've been working on that at least since the Missouri matchup with game day, because Candace Story-Lee admitted that. So I would hope that they get this thing wrapped up for you, because that's another distraction. You're handling it perfectly, unlike some other programs.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, being honest, this is the professional way to go about it. I commend you for that, but I wouldn't expect anything less. And I don't expect it to be a very hard decision for Vanderbilt to.
You're saying Coach Lee is not Lane Kiffin in how this is being handled. Yeah. That's what we're saying.
The players are not distracted because of anything like that. So,
well, one thing I want to say, look, you don't have to go far into the corners of the internet to find rumors everywhere. So I really want to compliment the players and the staff. It is so easy this time of year as a college football coach to spend your time in the rumor mill. It's easy as a player to chase all those rumors and then to allow that to bleed into process. And so however I handle it and however I go through it, they know exactly where my focus is. But it's about a group of people, again, making the promise and the commitment to say, we're not going to chase the rumors. We're going to focus on what we have, and what we have is today, and we're going to make the most of it. And I'm proud of that, because it is challenging, man. It's just not easy. And there's a lot out there, but we have put so much into this season. It just makes it so much more meaningful knowing that we're putting all that stuff aside and we're locked in arms and we're focused on the same goal.
Man, and the timetable is what sucks about everything. This
Brutal.
Time of year. Yeah, and I've said on the show, you have to play this game. I mean, you cash in, man. But I would, and you will. But I would rather, if I'm Vandy, lock you up now the way that we saw, Freeman get locked up at Notre Dame, for instance, before the playoff. Let's get this going. How can we help you?
Well, I think it's important that I say this, because this is the honest to God's truth. Anything that I'm looking for is about sustainability in this program, and I've not been shy to talk about what my goals are, and that's championship level play, and it's not one season of it. It's this ability to have Vanderbilt football say, the championship runs through Nashville, and we can do that, all right. But there are certain specific things that we have to be doing now to level up, to ensure that over time we can continue to have this level of excitement around our program, and those are the points of focus. It has less to do with me. And more to do with, hey, how do we create something here that isn't about one season or two seasons? It's about a long-term sustainability and a vision for how Vanderbilt football can help Vanderbilt University become the best university on the face of the earth. I think we're on our way, and so there's been so many parts of this partnership that actually have already leveled up, and now it's just another push here. And if you come into our building, you'll see immediately there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in that push. It's about how we enhance the environment, enhance the experience of our players. Obviously, the long-term vision for facility is important too, but we can't just punt progress to 3 years. These kids need to feel the fruits of the investment they put in. They need to know that this place is changing along as they've put the work in and gotten the results. And so all that's a part of the conversations. Retaining staff, retaining team, all really important to the long-term sustainability of our program. And that makes this moment so important. So your point, is, we need this, and the tension of not having it done can be uncomfortable, but also it's very important right now that we get everything aligned on where this needs to go. And so that's what we're doing.
You shoot everyone straight, and that's why people trust you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a trust level there, and you do that with your players too.
We certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Hey, always great to catch up.
Yep.
And go take advantage of everything you've got in front of you.
And enjoy Thanksgiving after you're done fasting to start the week.
That's right. Yeah. Well, fortunately, Thursday's a day that I can eat, so I'm gonna get after it. I appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and always fun to be with you.
Yep, same to you.
Thank you.
Here's Coach Clark Lay, one of the more genuine people that you'll chat with. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to OutKick Hot Mic.
Daily content and more at OutKick Hot Mic on YouTube.